Rakala Yobashim Mishar, Bach, Barakal, Bahar, Rakal Kodash. Okay, we're just gonna quick update on a prophecy here. This is on live TV now. Okay, so just gonna get into this quickly. I'm gonna play this clip for you. And while people are distracted by the coronavirus, this is what they're gonna be bringing out. Ultimately to shut down all internet and all electrification when it comes to connection and this word coming out. So this is now famine of the word coming in as well. They're trying to mask it by saying that they're trying to protect kids off what do you call it, online predators and that, but they are the online predators. But I'm just gonna continue with this news channel and let it roll. Okay, this is live RT news. Okay.
If the hamster can do it, so can you.
Here we go.
Saskia Taylor there. Now, with the world distracted by the pandemic, US lawmakers are hoping to push through a controversial law that some do say would end privacy online. Greater surveillance powers in the guise of...
And you just noticed what he said there, while the world is distracted with the coronavirus. Okay, they're passing decrees, man. This is what they always do.
To push through a controversial...
There you go. He's gonna repeat it to you. This is like on TV as well.
If it can do it, so can you.
Okay, listen up, man.
Saskia Taylor there. Now, with the world distracted by the pandemic, US lawmakers are hoping to push through a controversial law that some do say would end privacy online. Critics do warn that the US government is trying to unlock greater surveillance powers in the guise of fighting this.
Okay, so while this coronavirus is heating up and everyone's scared and distracted, they're gonna use that as a cover, okay, to break off everybody's privacy, okay, and restrict privacy laws and everything. So this is what happens. They don't let what do you call it? A situation like a what's the word? They don't let a grave situation go to waste. Okay, so they're going to use this to their advantage because no one's looking at this, and no one's obviously the brothers Christians first see and truth. Okay, will have their eyes open, but no one's going to be aware of what's going on behind the actual facade, because this is what Esau does. He's smoke and mirrors. Okay, he'll say one thing, but underneath it all, okay, there's underlying elements. Okay, so you gotta look out for those. Okay, and the brothers are looking out for those. Also, the scripture says they gotta watch and pray.
Spread of online child abuse imagery. Caleb Moppin has more.
Now, if you follow the goings-on in the U.S. Congress, you'll know that they often take advantage of moments when big news is happening to
Go on.
slip through controversial legislation.
Exactly. Okay, did you hear that?
Now, if you follow the goings-on in the U.S. Congress, you'll know
Okay, if you follow on what's going on in Babylon, okay?
that they often take advantage of moments when big news is happening.
Okay, they often take advantage of when calamities and tribulation arises, which they set up, okay, in order to do what?
Slip through controversial legislation. And the
Okay, to slip through controversial legislation, which is passing these what do you call it? Decrees, unrighteous decrees. Okay, this is what they do. Okay, order al chaos. So they'll create a situation and make an element of scare tactics, what they're doing now, and then what do you call it? They'll already have the solution there, so that when people are on their knees, okay, and begging for help, now they literally got them by the balls, by the short and curlies, okay, because you're not looking for. Most of these people ain't looking for the solution of the Heavenly Father and have faith. So they're just leaning on the government. Okay, but they shall be had in derision. Okay, because he that trusteth in Egypt, you know what I'm saying, shall fall with Egypt, man.
Coronavirus has given them a big ideal opportunity. They
Exactly.
call it the Earn It Bill. That stands for Eliminating Abusive, Rampant Neglect of Interactive Technologies. Lindsey Graham and Richard Blumenthal have introduced it, saying that the aim is to protect children from online sexual predators.
Which is bullshit, because they're the online sexual predators. Esau is the main sexual predator, period. Okay? They're the ones that are targeting children. They do rituals with children. All of that, man. So that's bullshit. Straight up.
Technical systems available today have been our dream come true for child predators. For every good thing that's happened with the internet, for lack of a better term, there are dark forces that need to be dealt with.
Now, certainly a noble goal. No one wants kids to be in danger. But this bill could also crack down on end-to-end encryption, eliminating the ability of Americans to protect sensitive data from hackers, criminals, the government, or their employers. Essentially, the bill holds internet service providers accountable for any information that gets posted by users, whether they know about it or not.
Our bill would allow individuals to sue tech companies that don't take proper steps to prevent online child exploitation, and it's an important step to protect the most vulnerable among us.
However, under this law, the only way that internet companies cannot be held liable for what users write in private messages is if they fully comply with government standards.
Okay, which means that they'll be able to see whatever messages you use, whatever messages you send. They already do on some sort of level, but this will be open now. Anything that you send or message or anything that you communicate with will be out in the open for them to look at. Okay, so that's mainly targeting these works. Okay, because they want to have a pinpoint on, you know what I'm saying, the prophets, man. But the Most High has this.
Written by an unelected commission. Now, one of the bill's co-sponsors made very clear where he stands on encryption.
So Facebook is talking about end-to-end encryption, which means they go blind. We're not going to go blind and let this abuse go forward in the name of any other freedom.
Sure, hyper-encryption can be used by criminals, sexual predators, and terrorists, but it's also a protection that Americans have against government surveillance. Voices from across the spectrum, from Edward Snowden to the head of WhatsApp, are outraged.
The government is attempting to exploit anger at tech companies to pass a law that intentionally undermines digital security and censors speech. That such a law is being considered by Congress is a national disgrace.
Absent clear protections for encryption, Earn It has the potential to make people less safe, not more, by reducing the security of the over 2 billion people who use WhatsApp to communicate and all the other encrypted services as well.
The bill deals with a very serious issue of child exploitation online, but it offers no meaningful solutions. Rather, the bill's authors have shrewdly used defending children as the pretense for an attack on our free speech and security online.
Exactly. As a pretense, okay? So they used, the kids thing. Oh, the kids, yeah. Gotta save the kids and that. The only one that's fucking running around for the kids, the Edomites themselves. But they use it as a pretense, okay, for the attack on free speech and security online. But mainly it's an attack on free speech, okay, because they're just basically trying to full attack on this word now coming out, okay?
Now, the bill is yet to become law, but in a situation like this, with one big story dominating the headlines, will people even notice if it does? Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.
Okay, so, get ready for the complete famine of the word soon, man. Okay, Kala Yobashim Yeshai. Bahar Kara Kodash. Okay, Shalom to the brothers and sisters who are sincere in the truth. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well and that have brought us forth. Okay, in this word, that continue to teach until the doors of repentance close, man. Keep pushing, man. We're here now. We're coming to the end. We're nearly at the kingdom, man. Keep the faith. And shalom, man.
Software thinks that lawmakers are using the coronavirus distraction to grab more power.
It's not about grabbing more power, but it's about passing legislation to enable them to grant this power in their own right. Okay, because in their own eyes, they think that they're what is it, doing the right thing anyway, which is straight wickedness. But they need an excuse to say it's in law, so it's the right thing to do.
I don't think that the government likes to let any good crisis go to waste. So I guess
Exactly, they don't let a crisis. That's the word. A crisis go to waste. Okay, that's mainly the elites, not government. The elites, man, because the government's ruled by the elites, man.
I do think they're trying to take advantage of the fact that people aren't paying as much attention right now, and they're distracted by the pandemic and the panic that comes with that, and trying to push this through and just say it's a no-brainer. I mean, it particularly matters for encryption because there would be no way to...
So it's your connection's just messing up there.
I mean, it particularly matters for encryption because there would be no way to define what end-to-end encryption does. In order to be able to, say, scan content for abusive material, the content would have to exist as plain text somewhere. And even if you trust big tech companies and the government not to infringe on your privacy there or not to do anything bad with it, that also exposes that information potentially to hackers. So it establishes some pretty broad powers and gives them to the government for regulating tech companies and how we do things online. This bill might be carved out specifically more for trying to combat child exploitation, but once that precedent is established, the government would likely reach for more and try to apply it to other crimes as well, or abuse it in other situations.
Okay, when I say other crimes as well, which is they'll claim hate speech, pushing the word, because the main word that they don't want to cover out is the word of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, this gospel. Okay, that's what they'll push for. Okay, and anyone pushing the word, that's how you're gonna get an arise in what do you call that? An insurrection on the men of the Lord. Okay, 1 second, let me get that scripture quick. Okay, so 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 70, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, Yahweh, okay? It's not those that fear Jesus Christ or fucking bullshit Muhammad and Allah, okay? Them that fear Yahweh, Hashem Yashai, because they're the only ones that are carrying this word. Now, I'll read up a little. Um, 67, 2nd Ezra 16 and 67. Behold himself, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him, leave off from your sins, and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall Yahweh lead you forth and deliver you from all troubles, which is common. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. Okay, that's Esau and the other nations, man. The wrath of them, because they have a short time. And they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols, okay? So that's where you get these martial law troops and, FEMA camps and whatnot, okay? And offer you being idle in a place of, you're idle, innit? You're in a building, okay? You can't go anywhere, but you're just there now, okay? With things offered unto idols, that's the chip, that's the mark of the beast, man, that they're going to try and put under your wrist. Okay, in either hand or in your forehead or any part of the body. Okay. which you shall deny, having the faith, okay, Abinarotazar, and they that consent is 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. Okay, that's good. That's going into these 2/3 that consent unto this, going to the people that lean onto Egypt for help, onto the government, onto the society that follow the ways. Okay, you think that they're gonna get some sort of aid in the society when they'll really be looking to be put into death. Okay, because they don't want Jake in the society. Period. They're trying to do away with Israel. Okay, because they want Esau wants that birthright back, but he's not gonna get it back. Okay, that's the whole battle. That's the whole movie. Okay, that's what it's about. Okay, they're gonna get close, but they're not gonna get it. And they reproach and trodden on the foot. Okay, because even those people that what is it, ISUBK, IIC, and that those camps that actually in cahoots with them, that gave in their what's the word, integrity and their faith for the money bag, okay, that money purse. They're gonna be in derision. They're gonna be in the same boat as the rest of us, because Esau don't care about them anyway. Okay, especially if you're a traitor. Yeah, they just use you and you spits you out. So they're gonna be found out to be trodden in derision and in reproach, trodden on the foot. They're gonna be in the same situation. They're even worse, because now you've gone against the Heavenly Father, and that works in order just to get that light temporary temporary seat in Esau's kingdom. Okay, verse 70, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Most High, the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Okay, because they're going to be running through houses. These are these army troops, UN troops, and government troops. Okay, running through houses, and I'm saying, 72, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Okay, 73, then shall they be known who are my chosen, shall be tried as the gold as in a fire. Okay, that's the men of the Lord, man. Lord to all the brothers, Christian words, sincere and true from the elders on down. Okay, including myself also. Hear, O ye beloved, saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide. Okay, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. If it is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. Okay, so there's still, boy, I'm not even like a scrape of time left to get yourself right, man. If you're not in the faith or understanding, it's still a scraping of time. Okay, but we're basically in the closing hours now, man.
Privacy concerns are also being raised in Israel too, which has decided to track people with coronavirus using their mobile phone data. RT's Middle East correspondent Paula Sleer reports.
Israel is fighting coronavirus with a little digital help. The government has approved a new emergency measure of tracking mobile phones in...
See what I mean? This is fucking perfect.
Israel
no, it had to mess up like that at that time.
A new emergency measure.
But I hope you heard that anyway. That a new emergency measure of them tracking your mobile phone. They already track your mobile phone, but giving them access to track your mobile phone to see.
Of tracking mobile phones in...
Perfect. I see that Esau, Esau's a fucking devil, man. But that's what that's saying anyway. Prince of the fucking air anyway. So I swear, man. But they'll be tracking your mobile phone in order to get access to you, man. Simple as that.
Democracy, and we must maintain the balance between civil rights and public needs. These schools will start locating the sick and stopping the virus from spreading.
Track who's been... and to send them text messages to alert them to the problem and to get them also to self-isolate. Yes, it is a measure that authorities normally use for tracking extremists and terrorists. It wasn't so long ago that people were asking the same question: should we hand over our privacy for a greater good? Civil rights activists in Israel warn it is a slippery slope.
It's a dangerous precedent and a slippery slope that must be approached and resolved after much debate and not after a brief discussion.
Even in crises of this nature, the core of civil rights in a democracy must be preserved. I understand that infection and contagion and the spread of the virus must be prevented, but it's inconceivable that because of the panic, civil rights should be trampled without restraint, at levels that are totally disproportionate to the threat and the problem.
But Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who is still fighting for power, claims that this tool is more effective than isolating the whole country.
This is an effective tool to locate the virus and isolate it, instead of isolating an entire country.
Israel is not unique. It has joined China and Iran in this population tracking journey, and it's no secret that our cell phones contain more information about ourselves than even we know. Of course, it's information that can be used for both good and evil, which is why everyone's fighting to access it. A question remains: are you willing to give up your privacy to contain the virus? And will the authorities stop all tracking once the pandemic is over?
I'm afraid that after this one time that the government will...
That's the thing, man, because they just want access, period. They're just using this COVID-19 case to disguise it for a cause. You know what I'm saying? Because he saw his think tanks, he's you know what I'm saying, the Most High's put in his spirit as the wicked to round off every corner. He hasn't left any stone unturned. The scripture says he's a diligent hunter. Okay. I'm gonna close it there. You can continue with this one. It's a live one, but you can continue with it on the internet. This article here is Shalom.